Hey everybody, welcome to Comics from the Future. I'm Andy.
I'm Matt.
We're here with Infinity Flux Comics out of Chattanooga, Tennessee, and this is our big show where we show you some of the biggest and best books that you can pre-order by this weekend. That way, when they're released in a few weeks, you don't have to worry about them selling out. You'll already have your name on a copy. This is an awesome show this week with some big books, some exciting tie-ins to big events, and a bunch of other fun goodies.
Yeah, there's some good non-big two books here, and everything.
So let's get into the fun, starting with our Prime Comic pre-orders.
We are going to start with DCKO Knightfight #1. This is going to be a 4-issue miniseries that ties into the DCKO event. It started this week, and it's so awesome. This one is written by the Dream Team of Joshua Williamson, created by the Dream Team of Joshua Williamson and Dan Mora. Batman's forced to take a different path in the tournament for the Heart of Apocalypse, and if you've read DCKO #1, you have a little bit more information about that now. And it's a path that has turned Gotham City into a deadly arena where Batman must battle against the Batmen of the future. And I think it's been revealed who those Batmen of the future are. And I believe it was just yesterday, or maybe the day before, that DC finally released publicly the designs for these future Batman.
Yeah.
We saw them about a month ago, and they all look great. And now they are out there for everybody to see. So I can't wait to see. I want miniseries of all those Batmen because they look really cool. It says, get ready for the greatest fight of Batman's life in this over-the-top crossover miniseries. I think this is going to, just like all the DCKO stuff, this is going to have a lot of action, a lot of big moments, and it should be a lot of fun, which I think this whole thing is going to be anyway.
Yeah, so, I'm excited to find out why Batman gets to do this.
Right.
You know, did everyone go through their own secret gauntlet, or is there a reason why Batman has to go through this extra little path? Yeah. And what happens when he comes out the other side? Does he get to go back into the arena? We'll have to find out.
You know, because we saw in DCKO #1, like Shazam, for example, gets taken out before the tournament, and at the end we saw him as essentially a stone statue. Do they all go through something like this, and then when they're done, they become stone, or did the Heart of Apocalypse say like, this one's special, we're gonna do something else with him? I don't know. That's the big question mark for me, but I'm sure this will explain it.
Also, do you like that Batman has a bat lift?
I do.
He
should just always have that from here on out. This is the A cover from Dan Mora. There is a John Boy Myers cover that goes really hard. Yeah, that's awesome. There's a Carre Andrews variant and a Fabrizio De Tommaso variant.
Yeah, this is one of my top most anticipated books.
Yep.
Well, next up we have X-Men of Apocalypse. Have you heard about this one?
I have.
Okay. Sorry we didn't mention
this. We should have talked about this on Wednesday, but I screwed up and thought that Marvel made a mistake and put #1 on #2.
Yeah.
But because I was like, we already read #1, but it was the alpha issue.
It's the alpha issue.
So my bad.
That gets a little confusing with the alphas and the weird starting ones.
Been reading comics for 40 years, and I still don't know how an alpha issue works.
But this is really exciting. If you've read the alpha issue, you kind of have an idea what this story is, where the X-Men of Apocalypse, they kind of thought, things should have been fixed after the storyline Age of Apocalypse, and they're starting to question, why are we still here? Why wasn't everything reset? Like, we found out by the end of that story that, this was never meant to be, and because of what happened at the end of Age of Apocalypse, it was supposed to reset and everything be good, and yet they are still living in this Age of Apocalypse. Now, at the end of that, we saw where they are transported to the main Marvel universe, where they are confronted by X-Man, right? It was X-Man right at the end.
Yeah, Nate Summers.
So this is going to continue from there. There's not a lot of information about this issue, other than it's the Uncanny X-Men versus the Age of Apocalypse X-Men. And what more do you really need? That sounds awesome. But, of course, this is by the creative team of Jeff Loeb and Simone DeMeo. And, yeah, I'm excited about this. I really like the alpha issue, but it definitely was like, and now the story begins.
Right, because the alpha issue was all just the Age of Apocalypse X-Men. And only at the very end did they get to 616. So now it's like, okay, now what happens?
Yeah, and if I'm not mistaken, I think you told me this, that this is taking place when they go to the 616, like, right after that event took place.
I believe that's right. I don't think
especially because X-Man is there.
Yeah, I don't think it's not current day X-Men because they're
But what I'm excited about the series is I really don't know a whole lot about what we're in store for.
Yeah.
But I know I love these versions of the characters, Wolverine and these versions of Sabretooth and all that. So I'm very excited. Plus, it's a number one. It's an X-Men book. We got a lot of covers. This is your A cover by your interior artist, Simone DeMeo. We have an Art Germ cover. There we go. Of Rogue, which I've always loved this look for Rogue. It's awesome. We have an Arthur Adams cover. You got Magneto there with his big old pigtails.
Mm-hmm.
We've got a Daniel Warren Johnson cover, which is awesome. I want to see this version of Cyclops because he always had that like I'm in like an emo band hair.
Yeah.
And I need to see more of that. We have a Feng Yang variant with Blink, who originated from Age of Apocalypse. The Joe Mad cover, I think, is going to be one of the big ones.
Yeah.
Your original artist, but who went on to do amazing things in the video game industry with like Darksiders.
There's an incentive cover that's this, but like gold or
Yeah.
something like that. It looks really cool.
There's a John Tyler Christopher Negative Space Virgin variant with your one-armed, one-handed Wolverine. And there is a Mark Brooks cover, part of his what was it? They called it like Enchanted style or whatever. But I've also always loved this version of Gambit. I got the recent Marvel Legend of this Gambit.
Nice.
So yeah, I'm very much looking forward to this.
Next up is Youngblood.
Talk about
#1.
90s going from Age of Apocalypse to Youngblood.
We just went back 30 years in the past. So this Youngblood is back. This is written and drawn by Rob Liefeld. They're actually calling this one the mass market edition because I guess Rob Liefeld sold a whole bunch of these on his Whatnot channel a few months ago. But now everybody else can get their hands on it. And this actually kind of sounds a lot like the original Youngblood from 1992. Youngblood is summoned to a crisis in the Pacific as a mysterious vessel appears and a deadly nemesis is revealed. And it says that cover A, which is this one, comes polybagged with a collectible card. So we are all the way back in the 90s for this one. But I looked ahead. I think it's only this one.
Okay.
Unless there's a variant or something. But I think double check the website in the description. But I think this was the only one that mentioned being polybagged. So if you want that trading card, you got to get this one. So this is our A cover by Rob Liefeld. There's also another Rob Liefeld with Shaft. There's a Scotty Young cover, which I really like. Ryan Stegman did a cover. Daniel Warren Johnson has a cover. Ryan Otley has a cover. And there was a blank sketch variant where you can draw your own trading card on the cover.
Yeah, I'm wondering about how new reader friendly this will be.
I feel like this is going to be like a complete, I don't want to say reboot, but just like starting from scratch.
I hope so because he went back and kind of like edited some of his stuff recently and redid the dialogue, and I kind of feel like this needs some bit of that.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to be one of those things where like Shaft is like, man, remember that mission where everybody died last year? I think it's just basically like how Youngblood was in 1992, where it was just like, hey, everybody already exists, this team already exists, and you'll learn about them as you go through the story. I feel like it's going to be like that.
Yeah. Well, next up, we have Hulk Smash Everything, and he means everything.
Literally everything.
So this is by Ryan North and Vincenzo Caratu. It's going to be a 5-issue miniseries. And we were kind of talking about this when we had that thing.
The one-shot?
The one-shot.
All-on-one?
All-on-one thing.
I
feel like this is a little bit in the spirit of that, where you just want to see a big character smashing things. Well, there you go. Hulk is strong, but is he really stronger than everything? Dinosaurs, planets, gravity, cosmic force. Find out because they say when Hulk takes on all comers in this new miniseries, they really mean it.
So it is a miniseries.
Yes,
Okay.
It is 5 issues. But like if you look ahead, like he's not only smashing physical things, but like concepts. Like they say, like gravity and all of that. And in issue 2, he's going to be fighting dinosaurs. Literally fighting the continent of Pangea. So I don't know, but I just hope this is just a nonstop. Every panel he's swinging his fists. But looking forward to this. I love Ryan North, so this is going to be really, really fun.
I feel like it's like Marvel saying, we apologize for not having Hulk smash very many things over the last couple of years. We're going to course correct in one series.
So I feel like this is going to be one that when we read it for a Monday show, like we can more describe what is this, what is the storyline here. But we've got some great covers. So we've got an A cover here. We have an Audie Granoff foil cover, which is very
Ooh.
cool. Hulk smash a volcano.
Yep.
And we have a Luciano Vecchio cover as well. Looks like he's smashing the Sanctum Sanctorum down there.
Oh man, Doctor Strange gonna be
He's
mad
gonna be
about
mad.
that.
That's
yeah.
a specially made window.
Yeah.
That glass is gonna be expensive.
Yep. It's custom. All right, so we have a new mini-series from DC called Harley and Ivy: Life and Crimes. This is going to be a 6-issue mini-series written and drawn by Erica Henderson, and it's a new series entirely about Harley and Ivy's relationship. We're going to witness the entire story of the DCU's #1 criminal couple from the start. It's the canonical story of how Ivy and Harley went from enemies to friends to lovers. We're going to see their first kiss, their first embrace, their first fight, and the first time Harley went to the bathroom with the door open in front of Ivy. And then it says that one's a joke, but with this kind of book, who knows if it actually will happen, and more. So if you are a big fan of Harley and Ivy, this is the series for you.
I think Erica Henderson was just on a panel like today or yesterday
That's right, yeah.
talking about this. I mean, like, realized that we've never actually seen this relationship, how it began. Like,
Yeah.
when did it start? You know, when did they make it official, basically?
Yeah.
And that's what this is going to be.
Yep. So this is our A cover from Erica Henderson, so that's what the interior will look like. There's an Elizabeth Torque variant, a Nathan Zerdy variant, Leslie Lyrics Lee variant, and a Nathan Zerdy foil variant.
Yeah. Well, next up we have a new book from Mad Cave, Circus Maximus, and I think this sounds really cool. This is by Mark Sable and Gio Pontarelli. And this is set in Rome in 64 AD. The most daring heist in history is being planned by an unlikely crew. A former slave, a Vestal virgin, a charioteer, a disgraced architect, each with their own personal motives. While Rome is distracted by the chariot races, gladiatorial games of the Circus Maximus, the crew plans to rob the imperial treasury under the Temple of Saturn. But when Emperor Nero sets fire to the city, they'll be lucky to escape his wrath with their lives, let alone the loot. And they call it Gladiator meets Heat in this blood-soaked historical thriller.
I do love both of those movies, so...
Yeah, I think this sounds really fun. I like the idea of taking, like, a heist movie, but putting it in different time periods.
Yeah.
I feel like we haven't seen too much of that. And just the historical connotations with, like, the burning of Rome and all of that sounds really, really interesting in this one. So I'm excited to check this out, and Mad Cave has been cranking out some great books. So this is our A cover by Paul Azaceta, which that's cool. That's your
I've been reading the Outcast Compendium. I'm halfway through, and this kind of visually looks like that.
Yeah, and there is a Francavilla cover, which is awesome.
This is G.I. Joe number 13. We wanted to talk about this one because this is the beginning of the Dreadnought War, and it's going to be a 5-part story that takes place in the pages of G.I. Joe, and it's going to release bi-weekly. So every other week for the next, 10 weeks, we will get this Dreadnought War. Cobra Commander is betrayed by one of his closest allies, and he's targeted for revenge by the Dreadnoks, which is great because in the Cobra Commander miniseries, he kind of messed with him, and they never really had any closure on that. We haven't seen much of them actually since then. In his darkest hour, the only one who can save Cobra Commander is Duke. That's weird, but you can see them buddying up there on the cover. We got to take a early look at this, and it looks really fun. You know, the first part is kind of setting up establishing the story of why this is happening. It's the team up you never expected, and yeah, it's going to ship bi-weekly, which is really cool. They've been working on this one ahead of time for a while so that they could do that. So this is our A cover. There's a Mark Spears variant and a Ben Oliver variant. Which one's that one? Ripper?
I can't remember. This is not the one with the chainsaw, but the other one.
Oh,
you know,
yeah, the other
the
one.
Dreadnoks. Yeah. Next up, we have Spider-Man Holiday Spectacular #1. This is gonna be by Rainbow Rowell, and the art's by Luciano Vecchio, Bob Quinn, and Nathan Stockman. And in this, Peter Parker is all alone for the holidays. Luckily, Spider-Man has a few amazing friends that he can celebrate with. But can the Fantastic Four, Avengers, X-Men, Daredevil, and more handle winter wisecracking Webhead? Or will the Thing have to send Spidey packing to ensure a silent night? So this sounds. I'm surprised this is not Deadpool looking for a place. Looks
Yeah.
like Spider-Man's mellowed out a little bit
Yeah.
over the years, but apparently he still kind of crashes parties, and maybe they don't want him around. But I'd love to see like Daredevil in here. That's awesome. And so if you are ready for the holidays, which ready or not, here it comes. We've got. I think this is the first. We have Yuletide that's actually releasing this coming Wednesday. But I think this is the only other like Christmas holiday we've talked about.
Yeah, it's a bummer because it comes out on November 19th. So I think I would get this and just not read it and for like a month because this stuff is more fun in December.
Yeah, so this comes out on my birthday, so everyone celebrate
Yay.
by getting this. So this is your A cover. We have a Cassia Knee cover, which I love they're making a Wolverine snowman.
Yeah.
And a Megan Hetrick cover. Oh, that was, wait, back it up. That was the Lupaccio cover, the Cassia Knee cover, and then that's the Megan Hetrick cover.
Nice. This is Venom number 252. And on Wednesday, we thought we knew kind of what was going on with this. And now we have no idea because of the things that they announced at New York Comic Con yesterday. So, in this one, it says Venom has a brand new red and blue suit, which you can see on the cover.
Fact.
Yep, fact. And a brand new name to go with it. So when we saw that, we were like, well, okay, Mary Jane's time as Venom is coming to an end, and now somebody else is in the suit. Is it Ben Reilly? Because that looks awful Ben Reilly-ish. We don't know, but, it was fun. MJ was Venom. It was fun while it lasted, but now somebody else is doing it. Well, as of yesterday at New York Comic Con, they announced the next big thing coming for Spider-Man and Venom and Carnage, this Death Spiral event that's going to happen from February to April. And in that event, Mary Jane is still Venom. And she's still like the black and the gold Venom. They showed some interior pages, and she's not this Venom. They showed interior pages of Venom number 253. This is 252. So who is this? And why is Mary Jane still in the black and the gold? Is it two separate characters? Or do they change form? I don't know. So at this point, we don't know. But big things coming for Venom. But anyway, for this issue, how will the people of New York react when they find out the city's newest Spider-Man is the symbiote they love to loathe? Luke Cage and Otto Octavius are ready to debate the matter with their fist. Plus, in this one, there's a bonus tale of the origin of an even all newer Venom. So again, that's a little bit weird. And a celebratory flashback by the team that brought you the classic Amazing Spider-Man number 252, which is one of the first times that we saw the symbiote back on Earth. It's a little bit debatable on which one was the first appearance of that. But so I don't know. Wednesday, we were so sure that this was somebody, not Mary Jane, and now who knows?
It definitely felt like Mary Jane's time with Venom was coming to an end. Like they were having some disputes about, you're still caught up with Eddie Brock, and that's and then when I saw this, I was like, well, if Mary Jane does do that, is it like Venom changes the colors to be like, look, I'm more Spider-Man now?
Yeah.
But it does sound like maybe there's going to be two Venoms.
I don't know, because it did say, this new event pits Spider-Man, Venom, Carnage, and MJ Venom against a new villain called Torment. I don't know. I mean, and it mentioned Peter coming back from space and learning about Mary Jane and Venom because he still doesn't know.
Yeah.
So who knows at this point? But
I'm very interested in all this. I like asking all these questions.
Yep. So we'll find out maybe December 3rd when this comes out. So this is our A cover. There is a Corey Smith homage variant to ASM 252. There's a David Baldeon foil variant, a Joey Vasquez variant, and an RB Silva homage variant to Secret Wars number 8.
No one's ever homaged that before.
Nope, first time.
Well, next up we have Batman number 3. Very excited about this one. So, like all of these issues Matt Fraction is working on, they are pretty much standalone stories. There's going to be the through line. There's things that are set up in one issue that do continue through other ones, but the crux of the main story in each of these is going to be standalone. And so that makes me kind of more excited about each of these because it feels like it's going to be just a constant new something fun.
It feels classy because if you're I can think of a kid picking this up and being like, oh, that was a really cool story of Batman and the Riddler. I don't really understand the little tiny bit with Commissioner Vandal Savage and the police. And that's how I used to do it when I was a kid. It's like, oh, this was a cool issue. I wonder what that part was about.
Yeah.
But overall, it was really fun.
Yeah, and like you said, so this issue, Vandal Savage makes his move against Batman and Robin, which we saw a little bit of that at the end of issue 2, where they basically declared their public enemy number 1. Bruce Wayne tries to make amends, which I don't know who that's with. We'll have to see. And the Riddler makes his play for arguably the most important item in all of Gotham, and it looks like something he's messing with there.
Cerebro.
Yeah, he
Weird.
wants to find all the mutants. He goes,
Yeah.
oh wait, I'm in the wrong universe.
Yeah.
There's none here. But you know, this has been really fun so far, and kind of bucked expectations multiple times with just how this Batman is, and I think it's refreshing. So, very excited for issue number 3. We've got our A cover here by Jorge Jimenez. We have a Tedesco cover. We have a Joe Quesada cover. We have a Jimenez Bat Gadget.
I love these. I love schematics. And
yeah,
things like that.
I mean, if you consider the Batmobile a gadget, it's a pretty big gadget. And there is a Jimenez foil variant as well. Next up, we got Big Event Check-In, because boy howdy, we've got a couple going on right now.
Remember this one?
Yeah. One World Under Doom, issue number 9. And this is
the end.
The finale of that. So issue number 8 comes out next week. We'll be talking about it on Wednesday. But issue number 9 is going to be a big one. I mean, look on the cover. You got Thanos' skull. It looks almost like Old Man Logan with the big Ant-Man or Giant Man corpse back there. But in this, it's the finale. Doom confronted all of Earth's heroes in battle, and he's won. Now, we saw a bit of that, like, kind of how he was able to do that.
Sorry, it took me a minute. I was trying to figure out, that's MODOK.
Yeah, that's one big MODOK
One big
head.
skull, yeah, sorry.
I do want to see how his arms attach to the rest of his body and everything. But what's more, he's used the magical power of the Sorcerer Supreme to ensure that his victory has become a fixed moment in time.
Which kind of sounds like that issue of Fantastic
That's what
Four.
I'm saying. Yeah, they actually kind of explained how he does that in that issue. But unbeknownst to Doom, in that climactic moment that now can never be changed, the seeds of Doom's downfall were fixed for all eternity, which is kind of what they did in Fantastic Four. They figured out a way of, like, no matter how many times you reset this, you reset it at the wrong spot. So Doom will have to make a choice he can never undo, and the rest of the world will pay his price. Also, who will be the new Sorcerer Supreme after he is no longer the Sorcerer Supreme? So we do know, like, they've announced, you know, we're getting like a one-shot after this. That's
right.
You know, who is the new Sorcerer Supreme and all that. But I'm really interested in what happens to Doom after this.
Yeah.
You know, where does he go after this monumental defeat? So I think that's going to be really cool. Being the final issue, we've got a bunch of covers for this. This is your A cover. We have the Inyuk Lee Streetverse variant. We've got the Kevin Wada spoiler variant. That's classified. You need upper level clearance for that. We've got a Mark Bagley Doomasaur variant, who's only appeared in maybe 2 issues and 3 panels. We have the Martin Coccolo Foreshadow variant. Maybe here you'll get a little hint. This might be the new Sorcerer Supreme or something to do with where Doom is. We have a Netho Diaz from the Chaos costume variant, which I'm not sure what those all entail, but he's got one shoulder pad, so he must be in an anime. We've got an RB Silva variant, which it's also very interesting what that could mean. And a awesome Steve Rude cover that just screams classic Avengers.
It's Bronze Age right there.
Yeah.
All right, and then jumping back to Age of Revelation, which is just gotten underway. This is the Last Wolverine number 2. Now, number 1 has not come out yet, and it's not next week, is it?
It's not next week.
So we're jumping the gun a little bit here, but in this one, it says Wolverine, but we know that in this story, Wolverine is actually Wendigo. So Wolverine has teamed up with Nightcrawler with a plan to save Logan. A new ally has brought information that could turn the tide and save him, and that is Heather Hudson, aka Vindicator from Alpha Flight.
Yeah.
You see her on the cover there. To do so will mean venturing back into the Revelation territories, which will have horrific consequences for Nightcrawler and Wolverine, again, Wendigo. Plus, wait till you learn Vindicator's secret. So what could that be? I have no idea. But
One laser eye.
yeah, so I'm really looking forward to this, though. I like the mystery of what is going on with Logan, why the skull mask and all that stuff. And well, I guess we know he's being controlled by Revelation, but is there something more there? So maybe we'll get some answers here.
Yeah, and since rereading that first volume of Wolverine with Wendigo, I do really like this character, and it feels kind of, I like this, new character stepping up in that role. I think this is going to be fun just to explore for a miniseries.
Yep. So this is our A cover. There's a Tony Daniel variant and an Inyuk Lee Streetverse variant.
That one's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Sometimes his arms get cold.
I like the yellow and black.
I do like yellow and black. I think that looks very cool. Well, next up we have Omega Kids issue number 2. I maybe this comes out this coming week. I'm not positive. I know Unbreakable X-Men does. I think there's like roughly 2 to 3
I think there's
every week.
4.
Is there 4?
I think there's 4 every week. We had 5 last week.
Yeah, we counted all the comics today. I just don't remember what it was. Omega Kids number 2. So the Omega Kids play their favorite game, hunting down mutant traitors, but have they bit off more than they can chew by attacking Rachel Summers? I also think that was maybe not the best idea on their part. But I am excited for this one as well, because I like that we're getting books from the heroes and kind of the villains of the story as well. And we'll see how Quentin Quire deals with all of this. So we've got our A cover here. We have a Vincentini variant and a Chad Harden variant.
This is Radioactive Spider-Man number 2. Number 1 does not come out next week, so again, we're a little bit ahead of ourselves here. But it says Mayhem continues to maul New York City, and Mayhem is an actual character, not just like the concept. Spider-Man doesn't have much luck containing Mayhem, but maybe Spin and Ghost Spider can help. And that's a big question. Is like, why is Miles calling himself Spin in this? I don't know, but
because it's actually a future version of the Spidey and his Amazing
That's right. Yeah,
animated series.
So yeah, I'm looking forward to the first issue of this one, though. I love. I want to see what Spider-Man's doing in this. I love that he's got his little arms, and he, like you said, he made sleeves for his little arms. So I definitely want to check this one out. So this is our A cover. There's a Rod Rice variant and a Juan Ferreira variant.
Yeah, something about Spider-Man just really lends itself to weird other takes on the character and weird things like this. New suits, new looks, going all the way back to Man Spider and Doppelganger and all of that. Well, next up we have Unbreakable X-Men, which number 1 of this does come out next week. We'll be talking about it on our Monday show. And I'm excited about this because I'm like every 90s kid, and I think Gambit is awesome. So in this, a grief-stricken Gambit has a mission to recover several unwilling X-Men who have kind of turned from the mutant life and went their own way to face a creature of nightmares that can doom them all. So I'm not sure if that's someone we see on there. I mean, the one looks like he's wearing a Moon Knight.
Oh, that's Ransom from Penny X-Men.
Okay, yeah. So
I'm pretty
maybe he pulls back some of those from the current X-Men books. It's the return of several beloved mutants and some less beloved coming back to contain the unimaginable army of undead that threatens both Atlantis and the surface world. So we're going to be getting some Namor in here, some zombies, which I don't even know how that fits into the grand scheme of what the story is, but I'm excited about this. I also like this early 2000s X-Men logo. It kind of feels like that era of X-Men. So we've got our A cover here. We have a Marco Cicchetto variant with Old Man Namor, which looks pretty cool, and an Inyuk Lee Streetverse cover as well.
And then we have X-Men Book of Revelation number 2, and I'm pretty sure this one does. The first issue comes out for this next week, I think. And in this one, I'm excited about this one because this seems like it's going to deal a lot with Doug Ramsey and what he's doing while all of these rebellions are taking place. This is going to focus on what he's doing because Elbecca, who is the newest of Revelation's choristers, attempts to outmaneuver Fabian Cortez as he threatens both her new position and her new life. In The Ghost of Philadelphia, which I think is Kitty Pryde, based on that cover anyway, The Ghost of Philadelphia has some tricks up her sleeve that may save them both, but there are things even she doesn't know about what's going on. So I'm looking forward to any stories about Doug Ramsey and is there a little bit of infighting going on with his group? I think that should be cool.
There's something about this cover that just screams X-Men to me, and I think it's Fabian Cortez with those shoulder pads, and the tech around him feels very like Danger Room and stuff.
Yeah.
It's just something about this just screams like classic, 90s X-Men.
Plus the extremely
X-Force.
long ponytail that you can't,
Man,
that's...
in real life you would think that's the biggest creep in the world.
Yeah.
But in this, it's like, oh man.
Yeah. And it's always flopping in the wind. It's never just hanging down.
It's like made of spider webs,
Yeah, for
essentially.
Sure. So this is our A cover. There's a Phil Noto variant and an In-Hyuk Lee Streetverse variant with magic.
She can't take that sword indoors.
Nope.
Next up, we have more Essential Comics, because there's even more awesome stuff coming out. And we're going to kick it off with a really fun one. This is Mickey Mouse, the Phantom Blot's Double Revenge. And I think this is awesome. So this is by a lot of people. Andrea Castellian, Ted Osborne, Simon Seal Olbrighi, Roberto Villan, Floyd Gottfredson, and Stefano Intini. And it said the rumors are true. Mickey is once again an epic hero with an incredible rogues gallery. I mean, I just think it's cool Mickey has a rogues gallery.
Yeah, sold.
And in this debut tale, Mickey's inky arch enemy, the Phantom Blot, invades Mousetown with an army of its own citizens cloned. Can Mickey beat back of duplicate bots or figure out which Minnie he's dating tonight? So Mickey versus inky clones of his citizens is crazy. Also, a brand new Super Goof story. So I think this is cool. I forgot what publisher did it quite a few years ago, but there was a lot of Disney comics that were like a medieval Mickey and all that kind of stuff. So I think this sounds really fun. We've got our A cover here. We have a Frechero cover and a Taliaferro cover. It's very classic.
Next up is a new book called Crownsville. This is the first issue written by Rodney Barnes. The art is by Elia Benetti. And this is going to be 48 pages. And it's about this Crownsville hospital that was founded at the turn of the 20th century outside of Annapolis, Maryland, and was a notoriously segregated all-black psychiatric institute. But finally, it was closed after decades of overcrowding, neglect, and persistent rumors of patient abuse and illegal medical experiments. So sounds like you're very typical, like when you see like ghost hunters on YouTube or something, they go into like these abandoned psychiatric wards. This sounds like one of those. And when an unexplained death inside this abandoned psychiatric hospital is ruled as a suicide, Annapolis Police Detective Mike Sims and journalist Paul Belair are compelled to dig deeper, only to discover the reality of the horrors that once took place there, which actually kind of sounds like more ghost hunting on YouTube, and the powerful connection they share to the anguished spirits of the dead that are still locked within its walls. So this sounds like a really kind of creepy, supernatural, ghost hunting kind of thing. It's gonna be 5 issues long, so I wish this had come out maybe like a month earlier or something. This comes out November 5th. But so if you're still jonesing for some creepy stuff after October's over, this is the book to get. So this is your A cover from Jason Sean Alexander. There's an Elia Benetti cover, so that's your interior artist. And there's a Szymon Kudranski cover as well.
Well, next up we have Thundercats Pumyra. This is a one-shot by Ed Brisson and Alice Leclerc. It's 40 pages and kind of basically tells you the origin of Pumyra. So, in the aftermath of a war against the mutants, a war that claimed her parents' lives, an orphan Pumyra is taken in by Jaga, who sees untapped potential in the scrappy young cat, who trains her and helps her overcome a lot of her grief and all of that. It's a story where the power of compassion is used to transform pain into hope. And I think this is cool. They've done some mini-series with like Chitara and stuff, but it's cool that some of these are getting one-shots as well to kind of round it all out. So 40-page one-shot if you are enjoying the Thundercats books. We've got our A cover here by Clayton Henry. We have a Sebastian Perez cover, a Robert Quinn cover, a Will Robson cover, and a blank sketch cover.
All right, so this is John le Carre's The Circus Losing Control. I'm not sure. I know this is going to be at least 2 issues because issue number 2 is already out there. I'm not sure how long it's going to be. But this is written by Matt Kent and the art is by Ibrahim Mustafa. And it's about this like top secret. This is very like spy espionage. It's about this top secret intelligence agency called the Circus, and who has a whole bunch of like spies and secret agents who are always tangled up in high stakes, high wire acts that the average citizen would never notice. So this is very like under the rug kind of thing. And they protect Britain's most sensitive secrets. And in modern Britain, secrets are everything. At the head of the circus is Control, like the name Control, the all-powerful puppet master who decides who goes where, who does what, and sometimes who lives and who dies. So there's this one person or somebody pulling the strings, but now Control has vanished. He doesn't show up at the office, he misses his meetings, and he can't or he won't answer his phone. He simply just is nowhere. So Control's assistant Maggie, who I'm guessing that's her on the cover, she's the only one who knows that he's even missing. And with an imminent and critical mission in Vienna, the clock is ticking, and Maggie knows that she knows every protocol, every password, and every operative. But whether something has happened to Control or whether this is part of his plan, that she doesn't know. Either way, she can't trust anyone with the knowledge that Control is missing. But can she even trust Control in the first place? So this sounds very, very spy, secret agent kind of thing. So if that's your jam, check this one out. So, this is our only cover as well.
Yeah, and I think John le Carre is like is the writer who did Tinker Tailor Soldier Spy.
Oh, yeah, okay.
So, yeah, there's a good pedigree behind that.
Yeah, right.
So next up, we have issue 2 of the Twilight Zone. I still haven't read the number 1 of this, but you really like number 1.
I did, yeah.
Issue number 2, it's by written and drawn by Tom Scioli. At the furthest reaches of the galaxy, beyond the horizon of humanity and the hopes for salvation, a spaceship of slumbering astronauts journeys in search of intelligent alien life. They've left behind their families, their planet, their past, and all their trauma and comforts those things contain. But our crew adventurers will find their pasts are never that far behind them, and intelligent alien life has its own plans for their future. So, something we never really, I mean, I'm sure they touched on it, but to do these big, far-reaching sci-fi stories, like in space and everything, Twilight Zone, I don't think touched on that too much just because of the, how much it would cost and all of that. But I think this is going to be really cool. I really want to go back and read that first issue.
Yeah, I like the first one. And it did feel very Twilight Zone. It wasn't like super duper horror. It was more creepy and eerie, which is what you want Twilight Zone to be.
Yeah. This is not Creep Show. There's
a
different flavor to Twilight Zone. So this is your A cover by Tom Scioli, the interior artist and writer. And there is a Francavilla cover, which I love that he's doing. It looks like for all of these. Yeah. Next up, we have continuing stories, stuff that's already started or about to start, and we'll keep going with it.
This is Absolute Green Lantern number 8, and in this one, Jo Mulleins' secrets are revealed. She is going to reveal her deepest secrets somehow, so in some way, so that we, the reader, can find them out. And her ex-wife will have to decide whether to help her or turn her in, because at the end of the last issue, I guess she fixed Hal Jordan or saved him, but she didn't have anywhere to go, so she and Hal Jordan went to her ex's place. Who is her ex? Is it? I don't remember who it was. Is it Maggie? It's not Maggie Sawyer, is it?
Is it Jennifer Kale?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
So, so more Absolute
New story
Green Lantern
starts here, as it says.
That's right. So this is our A cover. There is a Ken Lashley variant, Mirka Andolfo variant, and a Dustin Nguyen variant.
And staying with the Absolute universe, we have Absolute Superman, issue number 13. This is a big one. This is the Battle of Kansas begins here. Superman wages a last desperate fight for everything and everyone he has come to hold dear, as Brainiac and all the forces, the Lazarus forces,
Ra's al Ghul and all those guys,
are forming up on Smallville. And I'm really interested to see what comes out of this, because I feel like this is kind of even though this is not the end of the book, this is kind of the big finale of this first story arc.
Like
at
this
least.
first year of
This first
Absolute
year,
Superman, yeah.
you know, it's all led up to this moment, and I'll be interested to see what happens here, and then what the future holds for Superman.
I want to see this right there on the cover. I want to see that happen.
So, once again, one of the best Absolute books coming out right now. We've got our A cover here by Rafa Sandoval. We have a Bengal cover, which
that's your artist on the new Absolute Catwoman book coming next year.
We have usually Bengal draws faces. Don't get that wrong. There's going to be a face on Catwoman. We have a Mikkel Janin cover and a David Talaski cover as well.
Next up is Punisher Red Band number 3. Number 2 has not come out yet.
Number 2 is next week.
Okay, cool. I hope I pre-ordered that so that we can open one and read it. I really like the first issue, though, and in this one, Wilson Fisk plans to use his vast knowledge of the Punisher to make Frank Castle's life more miserable than ever before, which sounds like a tall task. Tortured literally, metaphorically, and otherwise by faces old and new, this is one issue that Punisher fans won't want to miss. So, sounds like some big things are happening for Frank Castle. Will he break? I guess he's like under the mind control of Wilson Fisk, maybe, sort of, kind of. We saw a little bit of that in the first issue, but I'm looking forward to this. This is our A cover, and there's a Philip Tan variant. Big
old Kingpin.
Yep.
Next up, we have Amazing Spider-Man number 16. Number 14 comes out this coming week.
Next week.
It comes out on Wednesday.
And remember, kids, the even numbers are the Norman Osborn Spider-Man, and the odd numbers are the Spider-Man in space.
That's what I had to think. It's like, this is 16. I know the issue that comes out next week is also the Norman Osborn Spider-Man, so that means it is 14. But I'm excited because this is a new Spider Slayer. So a new Spider Slayer is particularly dangerous and endangers not only Spider-Man, but the new teen hero, Kintsugi, who they keep bringing up and we don't know anything about him. He just kind of pops out of nowhere. And this is just a funny thing to put in a solicitation. And Aunt May dropped some wisdom that you won't forget anytime soon.
Okay. Like a PSA for the
I don't know, or she just says, "Kick his butt, Spider-Man." And it's like, I'll never forget that, Aunt May. But this has been a super intriguing run of Spider-Man, and I'm excited to check it out, especially now we're getting back to the Osborn story coming out next week. You've got Ed McGuinness on art, so both these series are moving along. We've got our A cover here by John Romita Jr. We have a David Marquez cover. It's got like laser webs now.
That's weird.
That's crazy. There's a Lee Bermejo cover, which all these have been awesome. There's a Marco Forcelloni Pixar Toy Story homage cover. There is a Simone DeMeo, the Chaos costumes.
From the Chaos comes the costume covers.
Yeah, so that's like, they're basically just like reimagining artists being like, hey, if they had a different costume, what would it look like? This time it's Spider-Woman.
And this is, Rook Exodus number 8. The mission to save Bloodhound, who is Direwolf's dad. Their mission leads Rook, Direwolf, and Matterhorn into the deepest tunnels of Exodus, where Arachnid awaits. And Arachnid is the Warden of Spiders. We saw a little bit of that at the end of number 7, and it was really cool. Thousands of mutated spiders swarm from the shadows, threatening to end their mission to save the planet. And when the mysterious warden known as Stag makes his move, another warden may not make it out alive. And I believe they're talking about Bloodhound, because we saw a little bit in number 7 that Stag was going after Bloodhound for I don't quite remember why, but they got in a cool fight. So maybe we'll see more of that here. But Rook Exodus continues to be great. This is our A cover. There's another Jason Fabok and Brad Anderson cover, and there's a Cale New connecting variant. I'm getting all these. They showed the full image, and it looks really cool.
Well, next up, we have Ultimates number 18. And I'll try not to get into all the discussion about the Ultimate Universe right now, but the last chance before the Maker returns, calling all Ultimates. There's only 1 month remaining before the city reopens, the dome, and the Maker emerges, and Tony Stark has a message for the entire world. I'll just say I still have my feelings about, is the Ultimate Universe ending? Maybe in name, But I
Yeah.
still think these characters are not going anywhere.
Because if you miss it on Wednesday at New York Comic Con, Marvel Comics themselves did say the Ultimate Universe ends in April 2026. I don't buy it. I think that, like you said, I think it might be this version of the Ultimate Universe, and maybe there's some kind of something to replace it with. But and maybe that's just, and it's not. I don't think of that as coping. It's just me saying, I'm too smart for your game. You know, I don't believe you.
Yeah, because they've also said again, like in their thing, they're like, well, our contract with Jonathan Hickman was only for this, and it's like we already speculated that Hickman is not going to be. If Ultimate Spider-Man comes back, he's not going to be the writer on it. I feel like they are choosing their words very carefully.
Yeah.
And even if they, the Ultimate Universe is ending, but the new age of Ultimates universe is beginning, we'll have to see. Like you said before, it's Ultimate Spider-Man is one of Marvel's biggest selling books, if not their biggest selling book. They will not quickly lose that. Yeah. So, anyways, but we've got
will they?
Or will they?
Maybe Marvel.
They can surprise us.
Who knows?
But we've got Ultimates number 18 here. So I guess it's the last issue before.
Well, there might be one more because Ultimate Endgame number 1 comes out December 31st, like the last day of the year. There might be one more of these, one more issue of this before that. I think maybe.
Interesting. Well,
either this is the last issue or there's one more, but that's it after that. So
yeah,
who knows?
But I'm very excited to check this out because glad we're getting back to the maker and all of that. We've got our A cover here. We have an Adam Polina cover, which not final art, so this I'm sure will be in color. And there is a Inyuk Lee Ultimate Special variant. Also, how could this end and we never got whatever that Kang armor was for him?
Okay, so Ultimates number 19 also comes out on December 31st.
Oh, wow, that's interesting.
So December 31st is a big day for the Ultimate Universe because that's the last issue of this series and also Ultimate Endgame number 1. So that'll be a big day. Plus, it's New Year's Eve, so ring in the new year with craziness. All right, this is Adventures of Superman Book of L number 3, and again, this is a 12-issue series. And in this one, Brainiac returns in a terrifying new form. And again, if you've been reading this, you know that Superman is like super far in the future right now in this book. So when it says Brainiac returns in a terrifying new form, it's talking about the Brainiac that's way in the future. We saw a little bit of that in the second issue. When Superman's oldest foe discovers the hero's return, which again, in the future, because Superman, they thought he was gone for a long time and now he's back. Brainiac sends his post-human army, the Summermen, to lay siege to the ancient fortress of Solitude. And when Ronan Kent, who is Superman's long way away descendant, learns of Brainiac's role in the subjugation of Earth, can he realize his potential and become the Superman of the future, or will the two Supermen die together? I'm guessing that won't happen.
I just like that the fortress falls is reflected in the water underneath.
Oh, that is nice.
I think that's a nice touch.
This is our A cover. There is a Riccardo Federici variant. There is a Bjorn Behrens cover and a Natasha Bustos cover.
That's a good swamp.
That has nothing to do with anything.
Well, next up we have Gotham Academy first year number 2. Number 1 came out last week. So it's really fun to be back in the world of Gotham Academy. And in issue number 2, this is a 6-issue miniseries. Olive Silverlock will never truly be happy until she knows her mom is safe. Visiting her in Arkham is supposed to be reassuring. This is set a little bit in the past. Maybe at this point, Arkham maybe had a little bit better of a reputation. Yeah. But when Olive meets the man behind the Scarecrow's mask, will her serenity be torn away too? It says serenity. I almost wonder if they meant to say sanity. But either way, this is a really fun series. So we've got our A cover here, and we have a Haining cover as well. I like the scary Batman with the real bat wings back there.
Oh, yeah. And then next up is JSA number 13. We wanted to talk about this one because this is the start of a brand new story arc, which is JSA Year 1. You can see it on the cover there. The first days of the JSA are explored as we see the formation of the world's first super team. We have a advanced copy of this one. We just looked through it a little bit ago. It looks really cool. It's set in 1940. We see some Alan Scott. We see Hourman and Sandman in there. And they know each other, but they're not a team yet.
Yeah.
And of course, there is a looming threat, the big threat that was around in 1940. It looks like they're going to stumble into some of that stuff. So I am all on board for this. I love JSA in World War II era.
Yeah.
I really like that kind of stuff. This is our A cover, and there's a Jorge Corona variant.
Very cool. Next up, we have Masters of the Universe, Sword of Flaws, number 2. I really like number 1, especially the way it ended. A mysterious artifact showed up on after a big rumble, and the top of a mountain fell off, and what was left up there but a purple sword sticking out of the mountain. An ancient artifact has been unearthed from the highest peaks of Eternia. Tila assembles an expedition to investigate, while He-Man and Orko seek answers from the sorceress. Also, Skeletor embarks on his own journey to the Violet Mystery. And it does also say that something from Preternia raises its head, and I think that is our Preternian Titan here, which I can't remember what his name is. He's got like 4 arms, and he's a cool dude once you get to know him.
Goro. No, that's Mortal Kombat.
But issue 1 of this was great, and this is your issue number 2. And here is the Christian Ward variant.
This is the guy in the chair, number 2. Number 1 came out this week, and I thought it was really cool. And in this one, ripped out of his comfortable place behind the computer screen, former tactical analyst Abhi must enter the fray with Merlin, who is the secret agent that he is the guy in the chair for. He's transitioning from a behind-the-scenes guy in the chair role to a front row seat to danger. Abhi must now face more direct threats to his life and limb as the two of them outrun their former employer, the Observatory, who'll stop at nothing to eliminate the two before they threaten the organization's well-planned global takeover. So the big question about the end of the first one was, why are they saying that Merlin was dead, and why is she on the run? And according to this, I guess maybe she stumbled upon some information that the organization she's working for is trying to take over the world, and now they're on the run together. And this is our only cover.
Well, next up, we have Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles number 13. I wanted to spotlight this because this is kind of the start of the next era of the Ninja Turtles. You had Jason Aaron's run with Juan Ferreira for a while. Now it is transitioning over to Gene Yun Yang, who is the writer of Superman Smashes the Klan and some Avatar The Last Airbender comics, is taking on writing duties, and Freddie Williams is taking on art duties. Just talked about him on the Masters of the Universe book, but this is his art right here, and he's done a lot of Ninja Turtle stuff in the past.
Yeah, he's done a lot of the Batman Ninja Turtle stuff.
Yeah, he's such a great style, perfect fitting for this. And in this, the Turtles face a different kind of New York, one where they are viewed as heroes. So they're not hiding in the shadows anymore. They are out and about, but how long will that last? So we've got our A cover here by Freddie Williams II. We have a Kevin Eastman cover. We have a Cullum cover. We have a Clayton Crane cover.
I like that one.
We have a Johnson cover. And because everybody's doing it, all the cool kids are doing it, we've got a blind bag. What is in it? I don't really know. I couldn't find out, but...
Now, it does say on here that the blind bag is $4.99, just like all the other covers are. So
there we go. They're doing the Battle Beast thing.
Yeah.
I mean, so if you're getting this, and you're like, oh, all these covers are good, why not try the blind bag?
But it doesn't say, like, you might get a foil version of one of the other ones, or
not that I could find.
So
it might just be a bag that can't see.
This is Starship Godzilla number 2, and in this one, the crew is on a mission to deliver the kaiju eggs that they stole in the first issue. But their starship, which is Mecha Godzilla, it crashes. They get stuck on a strange gambling planet, and they have to either win big or steal the parts they need to get flying again. But the situation gets dicier when the crew discovers that hitting the jackpot in this world involves provoking King Ghidorah into an attack. So and it did say something about they're in the world of King Ghidorah or something like that. So they're flying around Mecha Godzilla. I don't know if maybe they're like prop him up right and fight King
They've
Ghidorah or
got
something
to
like
at
that.
some
That would be
point.
really cool. This is our A cover, and there is a Gooch cover.
I always love these covers where like it looks so massive.
Yeah.
That's cool. Next up, we have Deluge number 2. Number 1 came out this week. It was awesome.
Mhm.
Once again, it feels like we're sponsored and we're not by Ignition Press.
Yeah.
We just have really enjoyed all their
Yeah.
books so far.
And they announced a new one at New York Comic Con. I think it was today or yesterday, and I don't remember the name of it, and I don't remember the premise either. But it sounded awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. So keep them coming.
Yes. So this one about the correctional facility, it gets flooded, and then there's some creatures in the water. It says, so this one, the rain isn't stopping, and the women of the correctional facility realize no one is coming to rescue them. The guards are useless to defend them against the incoming flood, and even more so when it comes to the monsters lurking in the depths. I have so many questions about how'd they get in there.
Yep.
What are they?
What are they?
What is this land that they are built on? Because that's kind of part of the mystery as well. So issue number 1 was great. Cullen Bunn, Marika Cresta. If you didn't check it out, head over to infinityflux.net. Get yourself a copy.
Mhm.
You will not be disappointed. So this is your A cover, and there is a Marika Cresta variant as well, which is your interior artist. Next up, we got Cover Gallery. Some cool looking pictures on the front of books that you can look at.
Well, the first one is Batgirl number 13. This is the Malavia variant.
We also have got some for Birds of Prey, issue number 27. So we have a Christian Ward variant with ink, which was usually a Batman Beyond villain,
Yeah.
I believe. Then we have a Serge Acuna variant and a Francesco Francavilla cover.
This is Cheetah and Cheshire Rob, the Justice League number 4. This is the Gerald Perel card. Yeah, Gerald Perel variant. Sorry.
And then we have some of the best covers, which are from Poison Ivy. We've got this Eom cover. We have a Nubavitch cover. A Zine Chin cover, which is, I believe, an artist maybe we haven't seen too much yet. And there's a foil of the Eom cover as well.
That's gonna be crazy.
Yeah. I like her like tights that look like they're kind of like plant slime.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
This is all new Spider-Gwen, the Ghost Spider number 4, the In-Hyuk Lee Streetverse variant, which actually kind of looks a lot like her old costume.
Yeah, yeah. We've got Captain America number 5. I think number 4 comes out next week.
I believe it does, yeah.
And this is our Jeff Shaw from the Chaos, a costume variant, which I don't hate this. There's elements of this I do really like.
It's all right.
I don't know about the star immediately hitting the stripes, but
Yeah.
I kind of like the collar.
Yeah.
I think that's kind of cool. Then we also have a In-Hyuk Lee Streetverse.
Which I kind of like that, you know?
I mean, I do like Captain America with a jacket.
Yeah.
I think that's really cool. And there is a Marco Forsolini Pixar Toy Story homage cover, which that was a S.H.I.E.L.D. Yeah, that was a Nick Fury and Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D.
That's
cover.
right, yeah. And this is Godzilla Destroys the Marvel Universe number 5. This is the Dave Watcher Marvelized Carnage Zilla variant, and that's terrifying right there.
Next week we're getting the Wolverine Godzilla, which is a real goofy looking guy.
Yeah. And then we have the John Tyler Christopher action figure variant with I don't remember that
Megalon.
one. Oh, okay. Oh, duh.
Says
That's right
on
on
the
the cover.
bottom.
Jeez.
Next up, we got Bookshelf, some awesome collect editions. Maybe one of my favorite weeks of these so far. I want to kick it off with Green Lantern Compendium 1 Rebirth, which is kind of what got me into reading comics. It was Blackest Night, but I immediately went back and read Rebirth and all of Jeff Johns' run of Green Lantern. So this has a special place in my heart. This is from Jeff Johns, Ron Mars, and more, because this doesn't only collect Green Lantern. It has Secret Files and Origins number 1, Rebirth, Green Lantern Rebirth 1 through 7. This is different than the Rebirth.
This is the original Rebirth from 2005, not like Rebirth from 2016 or...
This is kind of where the Rebirth name came from.
Right.
We've got Green Lantern 1 through 17, Guy Gardner, Collateral Damage 1 and 2, the Ranthanagar War 1 through 6, the Ranthanagar Infinite Crisis Special, the Green Lantern Corps Recharge 1 through 5, It didn't say, it's got some other Green Lantern Corps in it. It didn't give the numbers for those. And Ion 1 through 12. Like, even that Ion right there, that's like a deluxe edition. Just
Yeah,
thrown at
right,
the end of it,
yeah.
a 12 issue one. So, even though I've read all of this Green Lantern, I haven't read a lot of this other stuff on here. I've read Green Lantern Corps, but I don't think I've read all of Ion. So, I'm picking this up. One, I can replace some of the smaller collected editions I have, but also I'm just always happy to buy more of this era of Green Lantern.
Yeah, Green Lantern Rebirth, and then on into Jeff Johns' run. That's what got me reading DC Comics on a regular basis instead of just piecemeal. I was always a Marvel and Image kid in the '90s, so I didn't read a lot of DC back then. And then one day I was like, I love Green Lantern. I want to read some. Oh, there's a fairly new Green Lantern series, and I was
one to pick up.
I was hooked, and then I was like, I want to just dive headfirst into the DC universe and never look back.
And this led to Sinestro Corps War and all of that. And this is gonna be $59.99. Well, this is really cool.
Yeah, this is one I'm really excited about. So this is the Black Widow and Captain America by Waid and Samnee Omnibus. So it's two completely different stories. So this is going to be $100, and it collects the 12-issue Black Widow series from 2016 that was written by Mark Waid, and the art was by Chris Samnee, and that had Black Widow seemingly taking on S.H.I.E.L.D., basically. The first issue was action-packed, and not a lot of dialogue, as she was like trying to escape a helicarrier, and all these S.H.I.E.L.D. agents are coming after her, and everybody's like, holy crap, why is she turning against S.H.I.E.L.D.? And there's a another spy espionage big story there. And then, so that's its own story though, but then it also collects Captain America number 695 through 704 that Mark Waid wrote and that Chris Samnee drew from 2017. And that was right after Secret Empire.
Yeah.
When, everybody thought that Captain America was a bad guy and the real Cap took down Hydra Cap. But then Captain America his image was tarnished. So he's like traveling the country trying to, have everybody reinstill faith in him, basically. And that was
on
really
a motorcycle.
Cool. On a motorcycle, that's right. So both are really, really good stories. Again, they're completely separate, don't have anything to do with each other.
Same creative team.
But it's same creative team, and they are both great stories. So if you want a really good Black Widow story and a really good Captain America story, you can get them both in this book. This is the standard edition cover available at all bookstores, and then there is the Captain America cover. Both of these covers are by Chris Samnee, but the Captain America one is only available at comic book shops like ours, and this is the one I'm going to get.
I think it's really weird though that neither of the covers have both of them on it. Like they didn't do like a slash top and bottom or something. So it's gonna be weird. You get this one, it's like and Black Widow, and you're like, where?
Yeah, where? Oh, she's under them maybe.
She's hiding behind a shield, scrunched up. Well, okay, here we go. This is some of my most excited things that are coming out from this week. And they're reprints, collected editions, but I don't care. This is the Astounding Wolfman Compendium, trade paperback, volume 1. So back when I was just getting back into comics and everything, loving Invincible, I wanted to devour everything Invincible related, and I went and I read everything Robert Kirkman created around this. So we are getting that capes that they're re-releasing and all of that. But some of the other great ones, Astounding Wolfman by Robert Kirkman and Jason Howard is phenomenal. This is What If the Wolfman but was basically a superhero. He's shown up in the show, in the backgrounds, like in montage scenes and everything. He shows up in Invincible a couple of times. But such a fun story of essentially mixing a superhero genre with a werewolf. So this collects Astounding Wolfman 1 through 25 and Invincible number 57. I don't know how much more there is than this. I don't know if there's enough that could be a second Astounding Wolfman. I think it was like 4 to 5 trades, so maybe.
Well, if it's only 5 trades and maybe there's like 5 issues in each one, and it sounds like
this might be everything. Funny. It's Compendium 1.
Yeah.
It might be a while before you get a Compendium 2, but I can't recommend this one and the next one I'm going to talk about enough. If you love Invincible and you're like, I want more of this, check out these two. So we're going to start off with Astounding Wolfman right here, and this is going to be only $39.99 for 26 issues. Is awesome. And it includes that one Invincible issue. The other one is Tech Jacket, who came before Invincible. Tech Jacket was Robert Kirkman's like first foray into Image with EJ Sue and this character that did wind up back around in Invincible later. Think of him a little bit like Jaime Reyes Blue Beetle.
Yeah.
He's got this alien armor. He's an Earth kid. But there's a lot of building blocks here that would go on into Invincible later. And this is great. So this one is a little bit different. So this is by Robert Kirkman, and EJ Sue did the original run of Tech Jacket. That was an 8-issue book. But there's also Joe Keating and Kari Randolph did another one. That was Tech Jacket from 2014, 1 through 12. So this was after Invincible was big. This is around the same times as Guarding the Globe and all of the other tie-in ones. And this also has Tech Jacket Digital 1 through 3, which was, I believe, just a Comixology exclusive. And I believe that one's by Aubrey Sitterman and Val Staples. So, yeah, both of these, if you're an Invincible fan and you want more that feel, check out these two. They're both within the Invincible universe, but their own thing. Now I'm hoping for a Brit. Brit was, out of all these, maybe my favorite series that tied in. Super Patriot, the one volume that Kirkman did of that character. So much great ancillary Invincible stuff you don't want to miss out on. This is also $39.99.
And both of those come out on the same day, on November 19th.
Yeah.
So that's going to be a great day for comics.
Next up, we have new printings. And boy, howdy.
Oh, man. This is Crypto, The Last Dog of Krypton, #1, the second printing. And we love this series so much. Hopefully,
the final issue comes out next week.
Oh, is it? Okay,
yeah.
Great. We love this series. So if you missed it, I highly recommend picking it up. If you missed it the first time, you can get the second print. But we also have Crypto, The Last Dog of Krypton, #2, the second printing as well. This issue is heartbreaking for both Crypto and Lex in a way. So, two second printings of the first 2 issues of this awesome series.
Next up, we have Spider-Man Noir, #1, second printing. It's another great new Spider-Man book set within the regular Spider-Man universe. It's in the Noir universe, but this is the Spider-Man Noir that was through all of Spider-Geddon and Spider-Verse and all of that is back and doing a new detective story with a spin on it of another classic Spider-Man story, just in the noir style. So if you missed out on #1, I believe we still have some on infinityflux.net, but if you also want the second printing, you can check it out here.
Well, you've also got the second printing of Venom #250, which came out just a couple weeks ago. And this is a little bit anyway, setting up what is to come next year, both in that Death Spiral story and also what they announced, the Queen in Black. That's a big event that's coming next summer. I don't know if that event is going to be universe-wide or if it's just going to be a Spider-Man corner of the Marvel Universe thing. But it's going to be all about Hela, who I guess somehow becomes the queen of the symbiotes. And we see a little bit of that in here. Yep. So this is the return of Null. We've got Null #1 coming in January. So all of that stuff kind of starts right here, and this is the second print.
And lastly, we've got X-Men Age of Revelation Overture #1. This is the Ryan Stegman second printing variant. Another one, if you are planning on reading any of the Age of Revelation books, you don't want to miss the Overture issue that kicks it all off, kind of explains where we are, who we're dealing with, the big threat, all of that. We're going to be talking about more of the Age of Revelation books coming up on Wednesday, like we talked about earlier. So if you are into this or you're just hearing about it or whatever, don't miss out on this issue because this is the starting point.
This is the alpha issue.
Yeah.
If they were still doing that.
Yep. So. And that is it for Comics from the Future. Thank you so much for watching. Head on over to infinityflux.net right now where you can start placing your pre-orders for these books. And all your pre-orders are due Sunday by around 9 o'clock, so you don't miss out on any of these awesome comics when they release. Most of these are around November 19th.
Yeah,
Again, my birthday, put it in your calendars. I probably won't be here. I'll be celebrating, and Matt will do it all by himself.
Dude, the Wolfman and Tech Jacket come out on your birthday.
I know, so now you know what to get me.
Right.
But I'm super excited about all of these. Let us know in the comments which ones that you're excited about, and make sure to Like the video, subscribe to the channel if you love comic content.
Share it.
Share it. That's a thing people do. I think there's a button for that.
Yep.
All that being said, join us on Monday where we'll be going over some of the biggest and best books that are coming out next week. But until then, see ya.